Well, we just wanted to win. Like I told you, said all week, we're trying to find a way to get back to 1 point. It wasn't pretty early. They've caused people problems on defense. You can't have penalties. We get down, we turn the ball over, we get a personal foul, jump off sides. I mean, but we did what we needed to do. And TCU football, play great on special teams besides the block punt, play great defense, score with opportunities, and go forward. So for us, as I told them, I got out of the offense pretty good at halftime. They got to start understanding at some point in time, they got to look at themselves. And so they did a better job the second half. I would have taken 1 point, I'm just telling you right now.
Overall, did you like the play calling from the offense today?
Yeah, I did. You know, we went vertical. At some point in time, it's not the golf course, at some point in time, you got to catch them. The longest plays, though, were hitches. We break a couple tackles and you go to the distance, you do this and that, but you got at some point in time, if they're contesting and they're knocking the ball away, then you got to catch it. We got to decide when the ball's in the air, it's our ball. It always comes back down to the quarterback, but we had 3 of them when they're knocking the ball away, and we got to go make plays. The ball was there, you got to go make plays.
What did you not like from the offense in the first half?
Didn't score. It's simple as that. That's what the job is, to score 1 more point. I mean, if you're not careful, you sit there and analyze this, that, and the other, then you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. SMU went to a lot more man than they ever had. When you do that, you got to go through a vertical. When you through vertical, and then you got to, when you're one-on-one, you don't have anybody help. You're not making the plays because man allows them to keep too many people in the box to stop the run and to blitz. So you got to go make plays at the wide receiver position. Finally, we did that a little bit.
You got some big plays from guys that haven't been here a lot. Selena, Story,
Cam Looper.
Yeah,
that's again, like I said, people have to be able to step up. You got to go make plays. You can't fumble punts. You can't get personal fouls on the 12-yard line. You can't go do those kind of things. You got to be mature. Second guy always gets caught. It's the way it's been forever, as far as I know.
How would you say?
But it's like the last touchdown. That was Sammy Douglas. We put him in because he's got to get experience in doing things, and he didn't cover the guy in the flat. It's a learning thing. You got to keep, every week you're growing people up. When we have as young a team as what we are, we're growing people up. I saw Cam Looper, I saw Ty, both grow up some and do some things today. Blocking and catching the ball, running the right routes. At the first half, we're supposed to be running a slant and we're running a curl. You can't do that. The quarterback's got no chance. I'm just telling you, so there has to be the young group, they got to step up, they got to start understanding what we have to do in the second half. They did it. Then you move the football, we didn't have as many penalties, and good things happen to us. And so then you get some turnovers. I mean, gentlemen, we've been playing TCU football like that for years. I mean, I don't know why that's any different. I mean, I don't know what the score was of any of the other games, but I mean, we held them under 300 yards of total offense, and we scored 48 points. So I mean,
you've intercepted those guys 9 times in the last 2 games. Is it the personnel you got, or you just know?
Well, I can tell you the guy that really helped us today, and he's going to keep going, and that's Gary Patterson. Him playing the free safety position allowed us to play more man coverage. We're able to get over the top. They're very well when they can come off and you don't contest, like I've been saying all week. When you don't contest routes, SMU is as good as there is in the country at being able to run down the field and throw the football. And we were able to mix our coverages up. Derek gave us a bigger body that can run. He was able to, him and Sam were able to play on those 2 inside receivers, and they still caught their fair share. But it's one of those situations where you got to get them off the field. It's all about playing on first down and third down, and we were able to do that today.
In the first half, it didn't seem like y'all were getting much pressure on Gilbert.
No, we were trying to stop him from being able to scramble when they scored the first touchdown. I just said, we got to throw that out the window. We got to start bringing the guys off the edge. I had to start playing more man coverage, getting the spy by the linebacker in the box, and go. And then we were able to start get some guys off the edge. We were able to get some pressure, get some sacks, and make some difference. But that was our coach's fault more than it was our players' fault. That we outthought ourselves. So we, as usual, just like when I go home and I think I know what's going on, I just say yes, dear, and we'll change it and get it right.
You've spoken about Kindred a couple times now in the last few weeks. Is it a light bulb going off for him thing?
Well, no, he's had this since 2 days, but it's just getting him on the field. How do you, positions? He's a strong safety. Now we're teaching him how to play free safety, and he also plays in our nickel package, and he's starting on this space special teams. He's just a true sophomore. You know, you gotta be slow about how you do things.
How would you assess what working
I'm gonna have to look at it tomorrow. You know, if you just judge him off wins and losses, then he's a positive. But again, I think we still need to do a better job in scramble situations. Finally, you saw Brandon Carter on the one boot on the 4th down. A little bit of ours, because of the hash, we had a boot to his left, which is not a great thing to get your shoulders around and then get the ball out of your hands and go do. But he's got to keep keeping his his eyes down the field, finding people. You know, we had set up a deal out of empty where it looked like we were going to run the quarterback stretch, and then we also ran the slant. We got to do that. We got to keep doing more and more of that stuff to use his ability when people are too many people in the box. They're playing one-on-one coverage and doing things, and we're just going to keep progressing. You know, we got to beat in Oklahoma. We got to be a lot better than we were today. But you know, these guys are giving us more problems than anybody else out there we played. So I'm just glad to be 2-2. I'm just glad to be 2-2.
How impressed were you with your corners today? It seems like they're just totally shutting down outside receivers
Well,
all
you
year
know,
long.
they did play well, but you know, they're missing one guy, maybe two guys that usually have played for them. We knew that also, and we knew we could match. We felt like we could match Sam and Kendrick up on the inside, and so you know, we got fortunate. But they're good at what they do. I mean, they're going to throw the ball, they're going to catch it, they're going to score points on people, and you know, it's the thing about it is, you know, it's most amazing. Everybody wants to do, but I mean, you guys got to understand, you lose a Stanley Pollard that could have been here, a Josh Boyce that could have been here. You got a Devontae Fields that didn't play. You got a Garrett Gilbert that didn't play, that was turning into a big inside receiver for us at the tight end position. That's out for the season. You go down the list, plus guys, Grace. You know, you got to give this group a lot of credit. We keep fighting back. We got to keep fighting at the offensive line. It's going to be we got to be able to protect. We got to be able to do things we need to do. I think our running backs today, I thought even Wayman James ran downhill better than he ran since we started the season. Aaron Green did. We got to get Mr. Moore in the ball game too to do some things. I mean, those are the things you're trying to get accomplished. And we didn't fumble it. You know, it's the whole thing is you don't turn around, you get in the red zone, which that was something we did a year ago. We were turning the ball over, get down there, you got to get a field goal. And James kind of quit missing shots. When you get a chance, he's too good a field goal kicker to be missing field goals. He could have made a difference in the Tech game. I've only been a one-score game when he missed it, and today, at the time, it was a very critical field goal that was important. Because then we went in down 10-7 at halftime. So, I mean, he's too good to not be kicking the way he needs to.
And how serious is James hurt? He was on crutches.
It's an ankle. Told him he better be in the training room. So if he's not, when I get down there, I'm going to run him on stadium stairs on his hands tomorrow.
Jason Barrett, is he all right?
It's just the same shoulder. He banged it up a little bit. I just prefer not to put him back in the ball game. It's a long season. We still got 8 games left.
You said at the beginning of the year that you're looking for a wide receiver to step up. With Brandon Carter, is it kind of 1 step forward, 2 steps back?
Well, he just kind of, he's trying to do too much. He gets the personal foul because the guy pushes him. It's just second guy gets caught. Not down there. Get back in the huddle. How do you get even with score a touchdown? Catch the ball. Because you have 2 young guys that both came in, Ty and Cam Looper, that came in the ball game and made plays. On returns, big catch, corner route, bubble screen. They just want to play. You know, they're bigger, stronger, and so if you did, we quit making those. Brandon got unbelievable ability, and he made some plays today. We just got to understand this. You got to quit doing too much. You don't have to. Same thing I said about Trayvon. You don't have to win it by yourself. We got plenty. Play within the offense.
Gary, is it overstated to say you may have taken a step toward finding that offensive identity?
Well, I think some of our thing is swagger. You know, it's come out and you're hanging your heads because it's not going well. You know, finally some good things happen to us. Every step. I told them last week. First week was I don't care. I'm going to get the I'm sorry for myself attitude out of it. And this last week is when we need to get swagger. We need to start moving forward. We need to go play. We used to have a saying around our place called suffocate. They quit saying, I told them at the beginning of the week, this is on defense, we're going to start saying it again, and they're going to live up to it. They need to understand what the definition in the dictionary is on suffocate is. Okay, so for us, you know, that's what we've been around here doing. You gotta take pride in what you do and how you do it. We know there's a lot of good football teams ahead of us. And so every week you gotta go find a way to win by 1 point. And that's why we made it exciting last year, and I think it's gonna be probably the same way this year.
Some of the guys on the D-line, like McFarland's stepped up and had some big plays. Is that something you've been expecting to see?
Well, yeah, he came free in the Texas Tech game. You know, our key is making them hold it. These guys throw the ball so quick, you can have a great pass rush but never get there. It's not that they're doing a great job of pass protection. You know, 2 out of the 3 teams in SMU had played before rushed 3 all the time. We did a little bit of that today. But, you know, you can't give people too much time to go do things, and so we preferred to go to the other.
Was that the first time you've seen someone return a onside kick for you guys?
I've never seen that perk of the hop. I might have been able to at least get to the 20. And then I probably would have pulled my hamstring. I told Dew if he'd catch the ball in the air as well as he catches off the ground, then we'll become a better offense.
Speaking of, did you go to the offensive coaches and tell them we need to get the ball more into Ty's hands or Jawan's
I
hands?
did that last week. I told you last week, we needed to move people around, put guys in situations when the ball needed to be thrown, that this is the guy we need to have it caught. Some of our younger players got to learn it's like the punt. We got a perfect punt, hit the 4. Deontay Grade's got to make that play. Okay, well, we put somebody, an older guy in for him later on, and we made that play. You got to go make, you know, when you're younger, you got to understand, this is not the YMCA. You don't get a play for free. You're in there because you're supposed to make plays, and this is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be scared to beat it. I think what's the saying? It's not the deal as far as worrying about failing. It's whether you try not to fail. You got to go and get up every day, and you got to understand you got to push the limit. And the more young guys we have step up, like Derek Kindred, Ty Slanahan, Cam Looper, Joey Hunt keeps playing better as a true sophomore at center, the better our team's going to get. And you want guys, Ty's not scared to go make plays, obviously.
Gary, it looked like in the second half that Trevon was less tentative and was not thinking about.
Yeah, well, I don't know all of that. I mean, it was something to do with that we were just going to run all day Sunday. I'm just kidding.
Were you happy to see Sam score that touchdown late in the game?
Well, yeah, so he quit feeling sorry for himself that a couple other guys had picked balls and scored. So, but you know, again, Sam's an amazing guy. He gets himself in position, him and Kindred, because they're really smart football players. You know, they listen. We asked him to do some things the last 2 weeks because of what SMU does. That was hard for them. It's hard to learn and do. But if you can do it, you can take some of the things they did away, and they were able to do them. And we've been playing man coverage on his first interception, and we went to a zone concept, and the guy threw it right to us. Then we're in a zone concept, and the guy scrambles, and Sam sees the guy coming across. You can watch him the whole way, and he leverages himself to where he can go back. He goes back, instead of watching the quarterback, gets back into the scramble drill and gets another pick. So, I mean, really, as coaches, you can't take a lot of credit. A lot of that has to do a little bit with a guy that understands what you're getting.
You think, I asked you a couple weeks ago about Story, and you said he was on a 13. That's why we weren't seeing him. Will we see more of him?
I hope so. If he keeps doing, if he plays like he did today. Good things happen, you know. But he was also the guy that had a chance for a vertical route. You're 6'4", you're 230 pounds. Go up. You don't let a 6-foot corner knock the ball away. Go up and take the ball down. That's what people do to us. Go get the ball. You know, every time that ball's in the air, we got to understand it's our ball. You know, people want us to be a throwing team just like everybody in the country. Well, we'll have that attitude with those dudes. Then we'll have an opportunity to be what we want to be. But everybody can blame it on the offensive coordinator, and everybody can blame it on the quarterback. But the bottom line is those guys got to go get open, and those got to catch it when we do it, and they got to run the right route. And we did a better job of that in the second half.
Guys, let's do one last question, and we'll have players for you.
Marcus Mallett had 4 or 5 tackles for loss, forced a fumble. What did you see out of him?
Well, you know what, we got fortunate on a couple blitzes. But Marcus, you know, he's a junior. He's been around here for a while. You know, Jonathan Andrews, you know, nobody knew what we could have at linebacker, and both him and Jonathan have played pretty decent. You know, every week we just got to keep doing a great job of putting them in great position play the plays we need to play, and then get ourselves ready to go do what we need to do. And, I mean, it's gonna be a battle the rest of the way. I mean, it's just what it is. But I mean, I wouldn't want it any different. I mean, that's what college football's all about. And as the official on the sideline says, he says, I've never been anybody that works as hard as what you do. So I know I've been through 2 sets of clothes already.
Thanks, Coach. Coming in next, we have Chris Hackett, Derek Kindred,